Welcome back. We have a series. We absolutely have a series. Florida's going home. If they win game three, Boston could be in trouble. So it was Lyon versus Olmark in this one. And I have to say, Lyon tonight, absolutely great job. But Florida, really from top to bottom, excellent work. No Bergeron for Boston yet again. I haven't heard anything about whether or not he'll be back for game three. We probably won't know until just before game three. Lusterinen has a net feed that's held early. DeBrus can't bury one. Carlo has a chance to deflect out. Turnover by the Bruins, leading to Panthers' chances, much like in the first game. Tonight, those turnovers, a little more costly. Frequent early whistles, slowing the play, the first 5 minutes of the game. Clifton then has a 2-on-1 shot that's held. We get some pushing there. That was just the start of it. Bruins press 3 minutes in. Lustarinen's denied. Kachuk with a tip shot that's held. We get more pushing. Shots are 3-2 for the Bruins at 4.5 minutes. The fans call one. The referee does not. Kachuk has a 3-on-2 chance that's held. Foligno has a net feed that's picked off. DeBrusque has a turnover chance caught and held. And really, Kachuk was all over the ice tonight. Foligno, or not Foligno, no, next line. Hall is denied on a rush. The Bruins press. Panthers then press back at the half. We get a power play for Boston. Early clear by Florida during that. Krejci has a net feed picked off. Lindholm has a shot that's saved. The rebound's cleared. They kill that off. And if Lyon can see it, he saves it. I thought he played better than he did in the game the other night. The interesting thing is, I didn't think Boston had quite as many of those turn-on-one, 2-on-1, 3-on-2 chances. So it was also a better defended game by Florida. Frederick's denied and close. Zacha then has a rush chance that's defended. The Panthers breaking up some chances. Panthers press with 4.5 minutes left. The Bruins have a 4-on-2. That fizzles out. 107 left. Boston goes back to the power play. Marchand has a shot that's saved. Barkov's denied on a shorthanded fast break. And so we roll into the second period with Boston still on the power play. And the kill is finished by the Panthers. Verhaeghe's denied. The Bruins clear. And then on a turnover, Sam Bennett puts it through Olmark. He was back tonight. Kachuk with the assist at 142. So it's playoff Sam Bennett, which is also bad news for the Boston Bruins. The Bruins look to answer. Orlov's denied on a kick save. Teams then trade rushes. The Bruins press 3 minutes in. But there were no easy shifts for Boston. So there was a lot of hitting from Florida, although it doesn't show in the totals at the end of the game. But it felt like they were punishing Boston and not giving them much time and much room out there. So lots of hitting at this stage of the game. Bruins have a 2-on-1 that goes offside, just a little bit out of sync there. DeBrusque then has a shot that's blockered aside. Panthers press at 6.5 minutes. Bennett has a chance that's held. Post and out for Lusterinen, so he was close. We get a power play for Florida. Early clears by the Bruins. Things get pushy on a hold by Olmark. Bennett has a shot that's held near the end of the power play, and it's killed off. Marchand then has a wrister that's held, but then we get power play number 2 for the Panthers. And in that, there's a turnover, and Marchand buries it in alone. No sec with the assist at 12-13. So suddenly it's 1-1. Then we had a shorthanded 3-on-2. Lyon saves there. Bruins do finish the kill, luckily for Florida. And that was over. Things then get scrummy on a hold by Olmark. And then, while the fans are singing Living on a Prayer, it is silenced. Eric Stahl scores from Cousins at 14-18. Wires that from the slot. I don't know if Living on a Prayer being silenced by a goal is funny or not. I will leave that up to you. Even as a Bruins fan, I will admit I thought, it's kind of funny that they were singing and it just stopped. And somewhere in the building there was probably at least 3 or 4 people still singing Living on a Prayer. Well, everybody turned and went, stop. Stop. So there's that, and that stopped the singing. Bruins then get a power play, and then they score. So it's singing time again in Boston as they tie it. It's Bertuzzi from Zacha and Orlov at 17:01. That was tipped in right at the end of the power play. So I've marked it as a power play goal. It's listed as a power play goal, and that's good because initially on the app, it was not listed as a power play goal. That's at 17:01. Bruins then press for the lead. Marchand has a turnover chance that's saved. The Bruins with some momentum. Kachuk and Bertuzzi are unfriendly. They both go to the box. That was not the last that we would see of Bertuzzi with some extracurriculars. And his extracurriculars get a lot of attention. It kind of reminds me of Marchand when he was younger. And it feels like as long as it's, I don't know if it's at the right time, but if you're firing up the other team, maybe calm it down a bit. Zacha's denied and close during the closing seconds. But after the second period, a very lively second period, it's 2-2. But then 22 seconds into the third period, Florida gets the lead. Montour, and it was a screenshot for Barkov. Reinhart and Barkov with the assists at 22 seconds, and that's 4-on-4. Now, 4-on-4 is where Boston's own teams all year, but Florida, remember, they won 2 out of 4 against Boston in the regular season. There's no reason to think they'd be intimidated. Plus, they were President's Trophy winners last year. If anybody knows it's not special, it's Florida. So, Bruins get a power play, early clear by the Panthers. Pasternak fires one wide. There was another clear. Then there's a crossbar for McAvoy near the end of it, which caused him to look skyward. That's killed off. Shots are 2 apiece at 4 minutes. Tkachuk has a net feed this block. The Bruins rush. And then it's one-timer, top shelf on a turnover. Verhaeghe scores from Tkachuk at 7 minutes, and that makes it 4-2. Panthers have a 3-on-2 that's defended. Bennett and Bertuzzi are unfriendly. They both go to the box, so Bertuzzi's back in the box. Montour fires one high on a turnover. Verhaeghe's then denied and close on another turnover. So a lot of this going on for Boston at this point. Ekblad then gets dinged on a shot block. He stays in the game, though. It hit him in the front of the foot. And then Montour. It's a screenshot. So another screenshot. Ullmark wasn't allowed to see it. And Montour gets that one from Cousins and White at 12 minutes and 30 seconds. And did they say that's the first time in Florida Panthers history that a defenseman's had 2 goals in a game in the playoffs? Interesting. Panthers press with 5.5 minutes left. The goalie pull happens with 4:57 left. He ends up going back in pretty shortly thereafter, though. And then they pull him again with 3.5 minutes left. Panthers ice it with 2:37 left. And then at 17:35, Luostarinen gets the empty netter to put it out of reach. Makes it 6-2. Things get pushy with 2:10 left. Nosek elbowed Eric Stahl in the head. There might be a call from Department of Player Safety on that. I'm saying might because we just don't know. Should there be? I think yes. I will say that even I'm a Boston fan, but fairness is important, and yes, there probably should be. But then Hall would score from Foligno at 18:50, and they celebrate with punching. The game went completely downhill at this point, and I thought coming out of this, Department of Player Safety could be busy. This absolutely and because the game I just talked about, which was Carolina the Islanders, there might be something there. There might be something in the Dallas-Minnesota game I have yet to do the recap for. It could be busy tomorrow. Could be a lot of tweets and a lot of discussion about what is or isn't punished, what is or isn't a fine or a suspension. So Florida wins this one 6-3, right? That's your important part. 3 stars, all Florida players, Montour, Bennett, and Tkachuk. Shots on net are 12-10 Boston in the first, 17-10 Boston in the second, 11-8 Florida in the third. Final shots are 37-31 for Florida. Power plays, Florida goes 0 for 3, Boston 1 for 4. The hits 31-29 for Boston. The power play, or the penalty minutes, I should say, 60-32 for Boston. Lions saves 34 out of 37. Ullmark saves 25 out of 30. I don't think those were on Ullmark. It was turnovers. It was poor defensive coverage. Just an overall disaster. And Florida took advantage of every chance they had tonight. So now they go home. And again, if Florida wins Game 3, we can officially say that Boston would be in trouble. But Boston's bounced back during the season. They don't very often lose 2 in a row. And so we'll see how Game 3 goes. That being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.